Hi, I'm Laura Jogi. For my informational book talk, I chose to read "Why Couldn't Susan B. Anthony Vote?" and other questions about women's suffrage from the Good Questions series. This is a series of books published by Sterling Children's Books about different topics in science and social studies and other subjects. I think these books make really great resources for the classroom because they follow a structure of answering specific questions about a topic. So this was part of the reason why I chose to read this book. Like Nell Duke said, we don't want to teach nonfiction text features in isolation, and so this is a really great resource, I think, for teaching students how to use a table of contents and headings on a page. So every page has a question across the top, and then it goes through and answers that question. In this book, it's specifically talking about the women's rights movement in and the suffrage movement in the 1800s through the life of Susan B. Anthony. So it builds important background knowledge. It tells why voting is important, what women's suffrage is, helps kids understand why this was something that women were fighting for in the first place. A lot of kids, especially young kids, don't understand the importance of voting. And so it helps to build that background knowledge before getting started in the details about her life. The artwork in the book, I think, is really interesting. It combines pictures from the era, like this one, that shows, a photograph of the women's movement, of the marches that they did, with some paintings and illustrations that fill in missing pieces for the kids to help them see and understand and imagine what Susan B. Anthony's life was like. In our reading by Yap and Yap, they made some suggestions about ways you can use nonfiction books as read-alouds. I think the best way to use this text would be in a small group setting. I think that would be the most powerful way to utilize the features in the book, the table of contents. There's a timeline at the back that you could go through with the kids and really help them practice those skills of using this book for research. One weakness of this book that could be discussed is that it does only focus on white women, which of course has always been an issue of the feminist movement and of the women's suffrage movement at that time. So that could be something that you help your kids see with a critical eye, is who's missing from this story, whose voice is not being heard. At the end of the book, it does tie into some current women's rights issues around the world, so that could also be a good stepping off point for further research. But overall, I think this is a great book to teach this era in history. Thank you.